Hey Hilltown, this is Pastor Tim here. A number of you have asked if I could follow up on Sunday's sermon regarding Sabbath and give a few more details. And I can't tell you. I mean, I got a bunch of texts and emails and notes and things like that, just asking for a little more detail, which I appreciate. Your desire to know a little bit more and to hear some thoughts. So I kind of summarized some of the feedback into three main questions. One of the most popular question was, does my Sabbath have to happen on Sundays? Am I allowed to work on Sundays? In other words, the second question was, what can I or can't I do? And then the third question was, how do you celebrate Sabbath, Tim? And so let me answer those three questions. First, so does the Sabbath have to be on Sunday? The answer is no. And here's why I believe this. When we talked in the sermon, we talked through the aspects of the law. The civil and the ceremonial aspects are fulfilled and over. The moral aspect still exists, and that's why Paul said he was very free to say, whether it's this day or that day, that's not the primary motive here. So no, it doesn't have to be on a Sunday. If you have to work on a Sunday, that's okay. I would say what you ought to be doing then is thinking through, okay, well, if I have to work on Sunday, when can I Sabbath? When can I rest from my work? The second question that you asked was, what can I or can I not do? Really, this has to be a matter of conscience, and that's not a cop-out because this is part of the moral law. This is your relationship to the Lord, your obedience to the law, and so it has to be a matter of personal conscience, and you have to be asking yourself, am I exercising this properly? That being said, remember the heart of the law is that you would stop from striving, that you would rest in God, recognizing that He is God, you are not. He is in control, you are not. And we discipline our hearts to rest in that truth. So what you do, how you do it, you're going to be asking that question, is this accomplishing that kind of, is this pushing me into that kind of rest? Now, that being said, there are four aspects that I would say keep these things in balance. One, spiritual. Let there be a spiritual and protect a spiritual element to your day. Whether that's just by being mindful about beginning in a certain way, by connecting with the Lord and spending some time worshiping with the Lord. Leviticus 23:3 talks about how our Sabbath ought to be a day of corporate gathering and corporate worship. So whether it's praying with a friend or just at least just protecting something and providing for something spiritual in that day. Second, I would say avocational. So spiritual, avocational. Do something that you don't typically get to do. Something that's not related to work. Something that is not related to you, making your salary or accomplishing your work at work. Three, make sure that there's something marginal, meaning you've got time to just be. You've got time to think and to let your mind meander, let your heart meander in good ways, and just kind of feel the things that you need to feel, think the things that you need to think, and let your mind go a little bit, and bring that before the Lord, and even enjoy that time to just to not feel that pressure cooker of the world and of life around you. And then fourth, I had to write this down. Fourth was thoughtful. Just be intentional. The command is remember, think about, reflect on the fact that this is a truth, that you are not God and that you need rest. The third question was, how do you, Tim, live out the Sabbath? How do you protect the Sabbath? And let me tell you, there are two levels for me because I'm both a pastor who works on Sundays and I'm a dad. And so as a family man and as our family, what we do is we actually have to work to Sabbath, and I have to work to protect the Sabbath for my own kids. As a pastor, I take off on Fridays because I work on Sundays. This past Sunday, I worked in the morning, had a meeting in the afternoon, came home for a couple of hours, and then went back, helped with youth group, taught that night. So it was a long day for me. So Fridays are my Sabbath, and I try to start them intentionally, spending some time with the Lord. I get some exercise. I spend time with Kelly, and we usually just chill. We'll try to find a nice coffee shop, just enjoy some time together, and we don't work. I don't do a whole lot around the house. we just relax as much as we can. Saturdays with our family, we crank out all kinds of chores. We're going and going and going a lot during Saturdays because we're trying to get our house in order. We're trying to work and do the things that we need to do for our household to run, so that, and we work hard on Saturdays so that we can start to wind down on Saturday evenings and prepare our minds for worship, our hearts for worship the next day. And then on Sundays, we chill. A lot of times we go home, we'll take a nap, we'll have somebody over for lunch, we'll really lay low on Sunday afternoons. We make it a social time to connect with other families, to connect with other people, and then we'll take naps and chill, read books, and it ends up being a pretty quiet day. Or we'll go for walks. Ends up being a pretty quiet day around our house. And the reason we do that on Sundays is so that our kids, because our kids are off of school only on Saturday and Sunday, so that our kids have time to rest and relax. So they can go home and do that while I stay at the church or meet with other people or whatever else I need to do. I want to make sure that they have an opportunity to rest as well. So those answer those 3 questions. What were they again? Yeah, does it have to happen on Sunday? What can I or can't I do? And how do you exercise the Sabbath? I hope that helps. And I'm so grateful for a congregation, a church family that wants to learn, wants to engage, and wants to follow the Lord faithfully. So keep it up, Hilltown. I love you. We'll see you.